right now. Oh, because of you guys. Okay, we're recording now. All right, we're ready to go.
Are we ready? Okay. Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Deborah Klein-Lopez. I'm a council member in the city of Agoura Hills. Happy to welcome you here tonight to support Kiyomi in her run for the Las Virgenes Unified School District School Board. Before we start, I just want to let you know that we are recording this session tonight, just in case anyone wants to watch it a little later. And Kiyomi's request, which I think we can all agree is a good one, is we would actually like to start tonight's meeting with a brief moment of silence to honor the two young boys, I believe 8 and 11 years old, who were very tragically killed last night in Westlake Village from a speeding driver. So if we can all just start off with a brief moment of silence. Thank you all. And our hearts go out to the families, and I hope they know that they have a whole community here to support them in their grief that we share with them. So thank you again for coming. This is actually a very exciting night. It's a great group of people. I welcome you all here. Again, my name is Deborah Klein-Lopez. I am a council member in the city of Agoura Hills. And I just want to start off by saying that I met Kiyomi in 2018 when we were both on the campaign trail. We would run into each other in the searing heat in Agoura Hills, at least. And we didn't really get to know each other at that point because we were both running our separate campaigns. But afterwards, I really got a chance to get to know her a little bit better. And I became one of the many people who encouraged her to run again, because including the people she ran against, everybody's now backing her, including those 3 incumbents, to join them on the school board, and some of them are here tonight. So I just want to give a quick introduction. You may know that Kiyomi is a mom, Kiyomi is a Marine, and Kiyomi brings a diversity straight to the table. She's a woman of color, she's a member of the Jewish faith. She really has a voice that I think will be very welcome on our school board. As we talk about things that affect our schools and our children, things like student life, what goes in our curriculum, the safety of everyone in school, and the opportunities that all students should have, I think Kiyomi is going to be a fantastic person, again, to have at the table. We need her voice and we need her perspective. And as you can see from the group here tonight, there are quite a few other people who agree with that, and you will be hearing from them. Tonight, we are going to be hearing from State Senator Henry Stern, from State Assemblymember Jesse Gabriel, from Calabasas Councilmember Mary Sue Maurer, and from Hidden Hills Councilmember Stuart Siegel. And of course, we will hear from Kiyomi herself. I'm going to turn it over now, and I want to just say I take particular pleasure in introducing Senator Stern and Assemblymember Gabriel, because I have worked for both of them. And I can tell you firsthand that they are advocates. They are advocates for social justice, they're advocates for environmental justice, and they're certainly advocates for educational equality and justice. So it's no surprise that we are all here today. It's no surprise that they are here to help us support Kiyomi. And with that, I want to introduce and turn it over to our State Senator, Henry Stern.
Thanks, Debbie. Council member, Madam Council member. It is such a group of heavyweights showed up here for you tonight, Kiyomi. Holy moly, I'm kind of nervous now. And I'm not just talking about like your mayors or your former mayors or your current city council members, your school board members, but like, I mean, Jake Goodman made it onto the call. Like you have your student board rep and Murtaza and Dan and Karen. I mean, it's just, looking at this, looking at gallery view here is inspiring. I got to tell you, because one of the reasons I'm so excited about you, Kiyomi, and what you're bringing to the table is to bring enthusiasm and energy to this board and bring new voices too to the table. Because Matthew and what her crew, Leslie, and all the rest of the folks on that board have been doing is stewarding what to me is one of the best school districts, not just in the state, but I truly believe in the whole country. And I'm not just saying that because the vice president's future vice president's husband went to Agoura High, or because Jeremy Wolf, who works for me, went there at the target too. No offense to you, Calabasas, Coyotes, and all the rest of you, but this district in our region has huge talent and potential, and you represent some fresh new blood in this conversation to really insist on not just excellence, because that's what we've been insisting on all along, but on inclusion, on a place that everyone feels like they belong, on an approach to talent too. When we were talking about it, Kiyomi, you know, it's not just about teaching to the students like us, right, who were really good at their tests and I wanted to go to Harvard since I was in 8th grade and I loved my Constitution test. I'm like, oh, give me some flashcards. Let me work through it. It's the students who get left behind, right? It's the students who don't quite fit in. And so to the student leaders on the call tonight, I see Asher and Lucy on here too. And yeah, it wasn't just Jake. You know, you guys, the fact that you're taking democracy into your own hands and your classmates are starting to vote and you're taking ownership, to me, I see Kiyomi as somebody that students can support too. It's not just excited parents and your local politicians. So I'm just thrilled that you're willing to take on some of the slings and arrows, to try to go raise the money and get the resources together to win this. And by my estimate, from what I've seen today, you've been doing a pretty darn good job. Everyone on this call has been stepping up. I know Stuart's going to come twist your arm in a little bit. I'll be there with it. It does take money to win these races, and it can't just be on your charm and intellect alone. So I'm thrilled that everyone's taking an equity stake. And to me, somebody's a rising star in our backyard. And I think this is just the beginning. I think you can help lead this community to a very exciting new place where we see diversity as strength, where we see excellence as measured by not just, you know, what degree you have, but by the quality of your character. So I'm so honored to support you, and I really hope you make it through. And with this crew, you're on your way. So cheers to you and honor the cocktail. Cheers. And
spirit, everyone.
Yeah. So Debbie, I think you get to introduce Jesse, but just let me say, I could not have a better partner than Jesse Gabriel in our region. This guy works. He just works. And like when you're sleeping, he's still working. One of the most intelligent people in the whole state legislature, been leading not just on education and working for like mental health in your schools, had a big bill this year that we still need to get through, but on dealing with hate crimes and inclusion, leading our Jewish caucus, leading on environmental issues. Jesse's everywhere. We're so lucky to have him. So Debbie, I don't want to steal your thunder, but you're below me in the Brady Bunch gallery. I don't know. Wherever you are, Jesse, thank you for jumping in.
I don't think he needs any further introduction. So with that, I'll turn it over to Jesse Gabriel.
Thank you. Thank you, council members. We refer to her in our office, DKL. Appreciate you. And Henry, thank you so much for the kind words. It's great to be your buddy and one of the assembly members that's fortunate enough to be nested with you, and so grateful for your leadership in Sacramento. I guess the secret of me working hard is that I have 3 kids, 5 and under, so I'm never asleep because they don't let me. So that gives me a little built-in advantage, but really great to be with all of you. Henry's right, this is a total all-star cast you have assembled here, Kiyomi. I mean, this is a real power house of the West San Fernando Valley and the Conejo Valley, and it's good to see amazing council members like Mary Sue Maurer and Stuart Siegel that I get to serve with, and folks like my friend Ray Pearl and Elise Buckley-Weber and Councilmember Lopez, who, while they may not be in my district, are people that I consider partners and friends in the work that we got to do for this region. And Matthew, so good to see you. You know, one of the big signs to me that Kiyomi was an extraordinary candidate was that she had such strong backing from Matthew, who so ably served our community and done such a wonderful job for us. So really good to be with all of you and activists Murtaza, I know you have a new baby too, so you look pretty good for someone with a new kid. Good to see you. Anyways, I just, I'm grateful for all of your support for Kiyomi. This is a candidate that I just was, totally impressed with from really the moment I got to know her and heard about her. I'm in a business where I meet a lot of candidates. Henry and I see a lot of people, but Kiyomi, you are really a cut above. And, when I heard she's a mom and a Marine with a law degree and an activist in the Jewish community and somebody who brings a record of fighting on issues like inclusion and diversity, but is also out there talking about fiscal responsibility. I mean, this is just a dream candidate for our region. And I think that's exemplified by the fact that basically everybody I know that's in public office, including folks that ran against you, are behind your candidacy and so eager for you to have a seat at the table. And the way you're bringing together folks, irrespective of their partisanship, is extraordinary. So look, I'm a dad. I have 3 kids. Nothing's more important to me than the education of our kids. And Kiyomi, I know you're going to do a wonderful job on the school board. I'm so proud to endorse you and to have my name next to yours. And one thing Henry taught me with all of his leadership in Sacramento is that politics is a team sport, and that none of this and the change we all want to make cannot be done by any of us alone. And so having you as a partner for Henry and me and for all the local electeds here, you're going to be an indispensable part of the team. So we are just thrilled. We can't say enough nice things about you, but really proud to be one of your endorsers and supporters. And I'm looking forward to contributing again and doing whatever it is I can to help you get elected. So congrats and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
All right, I think I am, who am I handing it back to?
I think you're going to hand it over to Councilmember Mary Sue Maurer.
Mary Sue
I'm helping.
Someone who probably needs no introduction, the incredible Mary Sue Maurer so ably served Calabasas, such a champion for the environment and our kids and so many issues that we hold dear, and someone I feel really fortunate to serve with. So Mary Sue, it's great to see you, and wonderful. Everybody, please give it up virtually for Councilwoman Mary Sue Maurer.
Thanks, Jesse. That's really nice. And Henry, it's always nice to see you as well. It's my pleasure to officially introduce Kiyomi. And I want to also say that I met her back in 2018 when she was first running. And while the fact she was a veteran and a lawyer, a mother of a couple small children, what really struck me was her kindness, the way she listened, and the tough questions she asked. She knew she had to forge ahead and accomplish a number of things in the community in order to build a base, a reputation, and a portfolio of accomplishments, and she's done just that. So let me just read a few of them. I know some of you are from those parts of her life that she has worked on. She was the secretary at A.E. Wright Middle School's Parent Faculty Club, on the LVUSD Curriculum Council, on the Measure V bond effort, and she has done a number of, and you'll be hearing about this, and this what really gets me excited. I don't know about you, but since George Floyd, I've had such an education. I always considered myself a progressive. I've worked in environmental justice communities. I work right now with underserved communities, turning them into firefighters, first generation firefighters. But I knew nothing about the inequities and the lack of opportunities in this state and in this country until his death. And I started listening and I started reading. Friends and I started sharing documentaries, and there is so much work to be done. But these are the types of easy first steps we can make in bringing people of color to represent our community, their community, our children, everybody's children. And I couldn't think of a stronger, more talented, wonderful candidate. One last thing that really impresses me and Henry and Jesse, with all due respect, Kiyomi came from a program called Emerge California. This is a relatively new program for women who exhibit certain talents, accomplishments, passion for public service, and it puts them through a training to run for office. Kiyomi is a graduate of this very elite program that has placed women in Congress and the Senate all across America. And so It wasn't too long ago that both our Senate and our Assembly seats were held by women, and they were held by women for a long time, Fran Pavley and Sheila Kuehl. And while we have the most amazing representatives in Henry and Jesse, I think looking at this screen right now, I see some of the most talented women from our region that I hope will be running for higher office when Henry and Jesse get termed out. And you know who you are, and I'll be there to support you. But right now, let's hear from the amazing Kiyomi Kowalski.
Thank you so much, Mary Sue. It's very interesting to be the person listening. It's like I am in life after death, you know, hearing people talk about me. It's an out-of-body experience. And I just want to say thank you to everyone here tonight. I want to especially thank my co-hosts right now, Senator Henry Stern, Assemblymember Jesse Gabriel, Assemblymember Richard Bloom, Hidden Hills Mayor Pro Tem Stuart Siegel, Calabasas Councilmember, of course, Mary Sue, LVUSD community member, Negin Ghaffari, and one of my dearest, closest friends of the LVUSD, Lori Monkarsh. And thank you, Debbie, for always stepping up to be the MC and represent at all of these things for me. I appreciate your mentorship and your friendship through this. And thanks to my team of incredible local parents and students and professionals who there would be no campaign without your support. I also want to thank all of you who came here tonight to show your support and us as sponsors and friends of this event. It means so much to have this support, the community support really in this historic election. I'm running for a position on the Las Virgenes School Board because I strongly believe that every LVUSD student deserves an excellent education, no matter their race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, country of origin, mental or physical ability, or socioeconomic status. And it is clear that we cannot provide that without diverse representation on our school board. So when elected, I want to focus on three major things: relearning education, community inclusion, and fiscal accountability. And when I talk about relearning education, we're in this time period of COVID, but it will pass. But we have to really look critically at what's going to happen when we move forward. What's working in this time and what can we leave behind, and ensure that none of our students are left behind during distance learning, keeping them connected to campus and community during this time, as well as continuing to offer virtual career training for our new graduates. That's something that can't stop in this space. I want to make sure that we're supporting our special education students and continuing to focus on mitigating the achievement gap, and utilizing technology, scaling technology really as an equalizer to access. The fact is that I can't smell you, but I can communicate with you here tonight, and I feel like I'm talking to all of you. And we need to scale this access for people. There's a lot of parents who would like to come to the parent-to-faculty meetings, and this method was not offered for them before, but I think we need to scale that in the future. Second, community inclusion. Look, every child should be able to see themselves in their teachers, administrators, and curriculum. Existing LVUSD programming must be recalibrated to address the unique self-esteem needs of every child in this community. So we need to start by reimagining the curriculum that's infusing the curriculum with multiple perspectives. And we're getting started on that work right now in the Curriculum Council, which I'm proud to be a part of. I think we also need to make sure that we're seeking diverse teaching talent. We need to hire outside of our typical hiring pools to make sure that a child gets to see themselves in their teachers. And we also need to support policies that, and with our city council members and with our assembly and state senate members, that make our community hospitable and livable for the teachers who would like to live in or near the communities they serve. And I also want to bring anti-bias and anti-racist education as a regular part of professional development for our teachers. Look, I think you can give the best curriculum to the best teachers, and we have a lot of really incredible teachers in the school district, but if they haven't broken down what's happening in here, they cannot meaningfully engage in sometimes uncomfortable conversations, but we have to support them in that, and that's going to be critical. Look, inclusion is more than putting a book on a book list. We need to make sure that we're discussing varying perspectives and the disproportionate effects of things that we do in our community, how they affect people in other communities. So we must infuse our varying perspectives in not only language arts and history, but talk about it when it comes to environmental justice in science courses. That's going to be critical. And then lastly, you can't run for school board without talking about fiscal responsibility and accountability. You know, fiscal responsibility in my mind means fiscal creativity. We're in some unprecedented times, and people overuse that term, but it is so apropos of today. We need to ensure that our budget shortfalls are addressed creatively so as not to compromise our educational goals. And also as a community member, I want to make sure that the entire community remains invested in our school district even after their children leave the school. We must meaningfully engage the community so that they support funding our schools, so that a bond effort like Measure V doesn't fail again. Look, I'm endorsed by the entire current sitting school board. Matthew Wasserman's representing in the House today. Whoop, whoop. I'm endorsed by everyone who spoke here tonight, Congressman Brad Sherman, the Las Virgenes Educators Association, Calabasas Park HOA, all of our mayors across all of our cities, Mayor Alicia Weintraub of Calabasas, Mayor Elise Buckley Weber, who's here tonight from Agora Hills, Mayor Kelly Honig of Westlake Village, and Mayor Brett Katz of Hidden Hills, as well as most of the city council members across all of our cities. And I am proud to announce, because Jesse Gabriel's been hustling, thank you, Assemblymember Gabriel, I've got quite a few other endorsements and new endorsements to announce. I have recently received the Los Angeles African American Women's Political Action Committee endorsement. Assemblymember Richard Bloom, who represents Agora Hills, Assemblymember Rebecca Bauer-Kahn, Assemblymember Mark Berman, Assemblymember Laura Friedman, Assemblymember Mark Levine, and thank you, Assemblymember Gabriel, for rallying the troops around me. So I appreciate all that you've done, and I appreciate all of you for making it here tonight. So with that, I'll take questions. Are we quiet? Do we have questions in the chat?
You guys should just come right on out.
All right, I'm coming out to speak. I really was back and forth about whether I was going to run again. And I saw Kiyomi speak, and Kiyomi and I had connected over the last couple of years since the last campaign. And I saw her speak at a community event, and I just said to myself, this is her time. This is her opportunity. She can carry forth what I hold very dear as values in this district of protecting those who don't have a voice, of asking those questions. Are we tending to those who are not seen? And I think our district is clearly seen as a very competitive, high-performing district, but we have a lot of students in a lot of various curriculum programs, our career training education and such, that we need to make sure everybody is heard and that everybody is thought about, and that when we're making decisions, that is part of it. And so I said to Kiyomi, I think this is your time, and I'm very glad that you took the baton and are doing such a fantastic job. I sit with you on the Curriculum Council, and we know that a lot of conversations that we've had in the last year, which also preceded conversations for quite some time about making sure all students have the opportunities and options, regardless of race, regardless of color, background, regardless of special needs, regardless of any of the obstacles that may get in students' way. And I think, you know, this summer, a lot of our faculty participated in equity education, cultural proficiency classes. And I think the district is really poised to have you as a part and to continue and make sure those conversations continue. And I thank you very much for not just, you're not a one-tune candidate. This isn't just because you happen to represent a community of color and diversity. What you bring to it, your values and everything. This is not, you know, you didn't do Emerge just so you could run for office. You have done all these experiences to prepare you to serve. And I'm very proud to say that you are really the one that I saw would be a great asset to our community and to the school board. So I thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. That means a lot. Does anybody have any questions? You know, I'll just say, I think we have such an incredible community, and I want to add to it. I want to make sure that every person feels heard and meaningfully has a voice on our boards. I think we have such a wealth of resources, and that we have to creatively leverage all of our community partnerships to make sure that that we're bringing the best of education to our students without raising the budget. And we have such a wealth of opportunity out here, and I just want to tap it and work as a community builder and a community leader to make sure that we are juicing our entire community and making sure that everyone is participating in to help our students. Any questions, anyone?
Kiyomi, do you mind if I just, sorry, Mary Sue, I just wanted to chime in, and I'm just going to chime in very briefly. I don't want to take too much of your time, but as you and I talked earlier today, and as you started your event tonight, it's a really rough day in Westlake Village in our community. And I think one of the things that is underemphasized at events like this, and I have seen it in you, I saw it on your Facebook post, our conversation today, other conversations that you and I have had, and that is being somebody who can lead with empathy and kindness and compassion. And on a day like today, and all that my community and our community is going through, I just don't want people to forget that that's part of who you are. And I think part of the leader that you will be, especially when you're dealing with the youth of the Conejo Valley and the people that I represent, I think we would be very lucky to have you on our school board. And I'm thrilled to be here from Westlake Village to make sure that your message gets out in my community, and really appreciate you up to make this run. So thank you, Kiyomi.
Thank you, Ray. And you know, I know what you're going through tonight. We got a chance to speak personally earlier today, and I am so sorry for our community's loss. I appreciate you for being able to make it here tonight. And you have been so supportive and kind about our campaign, and you get what we're about. And I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, so I think we have some questions in the chat box. Sarah Ellenberg, she wants to know, what will I tackle first as a school board member? Well, I'm already hitting the ground running, Sarah. I have been working on the Curriculum Council and very closely with the person who leads the Curriculum Council, and talking to him about how we're going to infuse our education with varying perspectives. So what we've been doing is talking about how best to bring this to a community that, you know, not everyone feels the same about this necessity. So we have to bring a community along with us. So what we've been discussing is the best way to roll this out. And what we come up with is the idea that we have to break down the parents and the teachers and the faculty who are evaluating our curriculum, and make sure that they've checked their own biases before we can even look at curriculum. So that's the first thing that we're going to start by doing, and I'm ready to do it now. I've been researching quite a bit on this topic. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with curriculum. And it would be remiss of me not to mention COVID-19. I want to make sure that we're getting back to schools when it's safe, and when our community will not be at risk. So those are two very critical things that kind of have to coincide at this moment. So thank you for the question.
I think Mary Sue also had a question. She's been.
Oh yeah, Mary Sue.
It's just a brief question. What would you say are the top 3 things people could do to help your campaign?
Oh my gosh, so many things. Besides donate, 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 the 4th thing is, listen, I would love campaigns to run on hopes and dreams, as Obama taught us, but it is not true. They do not. And so my printer and the USPS needs some heavy checks coming soon. So I've gotta run this campaign with community support, and we've got to crowdfund this thing. So that. Get a lawn sign. Kennedy, will you put a link in the chat to the lawn signs, and also put a link in the chat to, I've got my son doing our IT and tech work. He might be asleep on the job, but he'll get it out there. So the link to donate will be in the chat box, as well as the link to sign up for a lawn sign. This weekend on Sunday, we are dropping off lawn signs. We're gonna do a little lawn sign parade. So if you'd like to participate in that, let me know. Go to KiyomiKowalski.com and email me, or you can email me at Kowalski for School Board. That's Kowalski, FOR, School Board @gmail. I'm happy to take your call. And hey, let me just give you my number, because I'm open like that. I'm open and accessible, and I think that's important. So it's 818-335-8464. And I will also put that in the chat box, because I'm that guy. I can't shake hands and kiss babies, because literally no one wants me to do that right now. But I can make myself accessible to you anytime via email, via phone, via Zoom. If you want to host a cocktail for your friends and close community members, please do get in touch with me. I'll give you the Zoom link. You send it to your friends. And I do drink cocktails, and I am kind of fun, as people say. So that's a wonderful question, Mary Sue. And you can do a ton to support. So please do write a letter to the Acorn on my behalf. We need them in every week, lots of them. So there's a few ideas. Thank you.
That seems to answer Laura's question, which was, what can I do to help Kiyomi win? I think I think you definitely covered that. And then there's a question from Brendan, who wants to know how you balance it all with life, being a mom, running for school board. If you find that out, let me know.
Yeah, I would like, I would like to. I'm like,
need to know. Henry, Jesse, we all kind of need to know how to balance this kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, my family's eating out of paper bags. David and I are going on 11 years. I am prayerful that we make it to our 12th year. It's not easy. I have to say, I am sitting in the middle of my living room. We are running a law firm in my bedroom, an anti-racism task force on my dining room table, and a campaign on my dining room table, and I'm homeschooling 2 kids, a 5-year-old in kindergarten at Round Meadow, and a middle schooler who, all I have to say is middle schooler. So there you are. It's not easy to balance it, but I'm really balancing it by completely neglecting them, and that's how it goes. I'll get back to them in after November 4th, November 3rd, November 4th, they'll get me back again. Go ahead.
Anis, Kiyomi, when I was younger and my children were very young and I was working full-time and running a campaign, I had a group of girlfriends organize delivering meals to the house. So it's something to consider.
Oh, thank you, Mary Sue. That is something you all can do to help. We
Mary
will
Sue,
accept deliveries.
thank you.
Just don't, just don't knock on my door because we'll get all freaked out inside.
Right. No, but they see what you're doing. They're absorbing it, and you know it's going to shape them to see that their mama's a leader. I'm trying to make it easier for you. I see the questions coming in. There's one that says, what do you see as LVUSD's 2 greatest assets and 2 greatest challenges?
I think our teachers, we have a really great talent. I talk to our teachers. I think I can't say enough about them. I'm quite impressed with what we've got. Second greatest asset, I think, is our community. Our community really gets behind their schools, and they really get behind, you know, making sure that their campuses have the best of everything. But one of our weaknesses is that we are very concentrated on our campuses, and we have to be thinking outside of our campuses and more about community. So that is a strength and a weakness at the same time. And you know, also, I think our diversity, our staff, our teachers, while they're incredible talent, there's incredible talent everywhere, and 91% of our teachers are white in this community. So a lot of children will not have the opportunity to be taught by anybody who looks like them. And I think that's necessary. I think we, you know, we've seen Brookings talking about if a Black child has a Black male teacher, within the first 5 years of school, he quadruples his likeliness of attending college. So this is a real thing. So that's something we're missing in this community. Thank you. All right, so Stuart, let me tell you, Stuart's my heavy, y'all.
Sorry, am I up at bat?
You're
I'm
up.
batting cleanup here. Cleanup. Well, the first thing I wanted to talk about were my credentials. I've lived in the neighborhood for 30 years. 3 children, Round Meadow, A.E. Wright, Calabasas High School. I see Matthew smiling. She's suffered through some of my boys. End of the day, masters from MIT, computer, electronics, masters in education from Pepperdine, and a business degree from Macomb School and University of Texas. And Matthew's still surprised. But my kids have just had a wonderful education. Mostly, you know, as with all things, not perfect, but mostly all great teachers. They participated in sports. They participated in school programs. My older son was student body president when he graduated, and so I bring that up not to brag about my kids, but to just tell you that I have worked real hard to work and support the school district, and I keep talking about Matthew because Matthew's always been our point person, and I don't think there was a time when Matthew came to our city council for extra money, for extra support, that she didn't get it, and that's the kind of relationship that all our cities, and I'm looking around at fellow council members, that we have, and I think Henry and Jesse the same way. I think we all support a great school system. My daughter is a political activist. She is working with LVUSD right now, supporting people running for the board. And I can tell you, Las Virgenes School District is not the LVUSD by a long shot. And we have to support our schools. and I know this, I'm supposed to be pitching Kiyomi, but I'm going to also pitch the greatness of the schools and their successes and the personal success. Kiyomi is going to follow a long line of very, very successful board members. I know that. And I know that she's going to represent us in the way we should be represented. And that's only from a couple of phone conversations. I've been at this political game now, thank God for no term limits in Hidden Hills, for about 25 years now. And I know the phonies and I know the real deal. And Kiyomi, you're the real deal. And I appreciate you.
Thank you, Stuart.
I know I'm preaching to the choir right now because we've all supported Kiyomi, but there is on the website, I do think there's a little button there called the donate button. That even goes for Henry and Jesse, you know. Goes both ways, guys.
Kennedy's got it in the chat box.
Yeah, I want to see your finger on there too. I want to see everybody, you know, this is going to be recorded and hopefully replayed. People have to understand you just can't run on good intentions and good looks. You've got to have some dough because you got to get your message out. And at $100, $50 is incredibly helpful. So I'm asking you all to think a little bit harder and press that button one more time. And I'm going to stop pestering after that.
Hey, can I intervene, Stuart, just for a second and ask Kiyomi, how are we doing tonight? How much did we bring in so far?
I am looking again right now. Before we got on the call, we were at around $2,200, which thank you. Let's see here. What do we got right now? Specifically, wow. Let's see, campaigns. All right, let's see here. I will tell you 2610 as of right now under this campaign. So Henry, what are you gonna do? You're gonna ante up?
I was gonna say, yeah. So 3610, no problem. But how about just to like, let's do a little peer pressure game here. Anybody who wants to click the button right now, I'll match you. So whoever's on the yeah, Matthew's screenshot.
Big Bank Cake is on.
Easy. Yeah. No, but really, we can just, let's play the game. Let's try to get to, what are we at? You said 2,600?
2,600.
This group, we can get to what? 4,600? I think this group can do $5,000. I bet we can do that. Mary Sue.
Where's the button? Where did the button go?
Oh, it's in the chat box, and you can go to.
All right, so 250, Mary Sue.
Oh wow!
Matt,
thank you.
What do you got? What do you got, Matthew? I didn't see your. You're gonna rob me of house and home now. 250, another, done.
Emptying your pockets.
Okay, so that's $1,000 now, Kiyomi. So now
wait, who am I missing? Who am I? What am I missing? I've missed something.
250. Mary Sue did another 250.
Oh yeah.
Matt goes there 250. So that's 1,000 in. So now you're at 36.
Yeah. Look at us.
Okay, so well, who else? Let's just play. Stuart, I'm gonna just. You're the guy who runs the swap meets, man. Squeeze it.
Yeah.
Henry, I'm typing right now.
Okay.
You got another 250.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so that, hold on, let's do the math. And that puts you now at what, 4,100?
Oh, 41. Oh, well, you have to add two things together. That's why I went to law school, Henry, so as not to do math. So.
By the way, Henry.
Yes.
As of today, I'm going to be able to open again next week.
Oh, God.
So
that's good news for a lot of work. Right, exactly. All right, so now you're at 41. I think you're at 4,100 with all that.
Let's see here.
So
Wait,
I
have
did
to post it.
I did 500, and I'll do another 250, Henry, so you can kick in 750 to match me.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, wow, look at it.
Okay, so now let's do that math real quick. So now you're at 46. I think now you're at 4,600.
So
Okay,
Henry,
I'm gonna take your word for it.
I donated 100 earlier, and I can do another 100.
Okay.
So would you consider both of those?
Yes. Let's match.
All right.
Yeah, you definitely get credit, Debbie, for your prior contribution.
All right. Sounds good.
Then Kiyomi, make sure you add that to Henry's bill for my previous.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
wow! It's this list is getting long.
Checks here. Hold on a second. What's going on? We're an inch away from $5,000, though, aren't we? I think that
Yeah,
puts us like $200 away.
We're pretty close. We're getting close.
I just donated online. I just did online, so I don't know if it adds in.
Let's see here.
Okay. Jeremy, keep track of my tally here, so I'm actually.
Jeremy, do that.
And Jeremy, don't you give anything. We don't pay you enough.
It's true.
He did. You know, I will tell you that he was the first person. He donated $50 as the first person to donate.
Oh.
That counts.
He opened it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really
Henry,
did.
I'm down.
Okay, good. Yeah, fine. Jeremy, if you actually did that, that's so generous of you, man. Let's add that into. So that I think that puts us what, 4,900? I think we're knocking on the door. Let's do a couple $10. Anyone got a few little $5, $10? They count. I saw Micah.
Yep, we're in.
Okay, $10. Let's do it.
Oh, just let him.
50. That should be the 100 that you needed, right?
I think so.
All right.
Oh,
All right,
thank you.
Kiyomi, what are we up to?
Oh my gosh, I can't do math. I'm just like writing down. So I've got Matthew. I've got.
Edgepath says. I'll donate 100, but
that's my sister. She's cheap.
You got child labor. You got Kennedy working.
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Thank you,
Let's get
Tiffany.
Kennedy's bar mitzvah money.
I know, Kennedy. I know. I'm gonna take it out of his bar mitzvah account. Kennedy looked at me all like.
Yeah.
Do you want representation on your school board, young man? Then you gotta ante up.
All right, you guys.
Thank you.
$5,000. I think we hit it.
I think we did it.
Yeah,
I think
we're
I
great.
think it's fantastic. What a great event.
Yeah, well,
Oh
Kiyomi,
my gosh, thank
we
you.
got the total or not?
No, no, I'm bad with totals. So I've got Tiffany.
No, I thought you looked on the computer to see people donated already.
So let me see if they actually donated already. I will look here. I will
So
look
by
again.
my math, it was I think Matthew 250. Jesse did another 250 on top of what
Oh,
he's
here
already.
we go. Oh,
Debbie
wow,
did-
we are. Yeah,
Hey,
y'all.
I have 180 from before too, so make Henry pay off.
Down.
She's like trying to retroact all of it. Henry, you
That's
are right.
right.
We're at $5,000. Currently, we've got 20. Well, let's see. We've got 2,500. Yeah, 25,340 or 334. Sorry.
I actually did my while we're online. I made the donation, so it should show up in your.
You're such a millennial, Stuart.
I'm in Henry's debt.
Yeah, no, I see Stuart, I see Laura, I see Susie, I see Stephanie kicking in, Catherine, Sarah, everyone is. Thank you. This is.
And I'm gonna send this to Kennedy to thank him.
Oh. Yeah, thank you, Kennedy, for running our background here. He looks less than. Can you turn your camera on so that people can see that you're a real human being?
Yay.
I want to thank all of you. Thank you. Thank you again, everyone, for showing up. Thank you for your generosity. We're going to win this thing, y'all. So like you guys are like foundation, ground one, ground zero on a winner. We've got to do this. So what I need you to do is tell all your friends, get them out here. Tell them to email me if they need some extra love and attention. Let them know that we're the real deal, as they say. I guess I'm the real deal. And thank you all for joining us tonight. I appreciate it, Assemblymember Gabriel and Senator Stern, for being so generous and so thoughtful and putting this whole thing together. I appreciate all of my co-hosts and everyone I've named specifically early on. I appreciate you. We will be in touch. Email me. Thank you.